I've just finished another run, and it's been on my mind, this whole Tiffany Haddish situation, right? How she was asked by the Grammys to host online, host for free without payment. And it just really hit me, because at first I thought, wait, am I the only one that this shit happens to? But it seems like no matter where you end up in society, as a black woman, you're always expected to be grateful to be there. Look, fam, I'm not a grateful black woman. I'm grateful to the divine. As in, I'm grateful to God for the opportunities that come my way. I'm grateful to my ancestors that continue to ride with me every step of the way. But me, be grateful to an institution. Nah, you lot should be grateful to me that you've got divinity sitting at your table. That is what you should be grateful for. I'm not a grateful black woman when you're entering into these spaces that are antiquated in their values and so draconian in their mindset. And, they feel like you should just be happy, regardless of how much you've done for yourself. You should be happy because you're getting exposure. Fam, that's why I wear sunscreen. I'm not trying to get exposure. And for you to have come across me, fam, that means I was already exposed. So you're not going to pay me in exposure. Slavery's over. I hate slavery. Yeah? So I think that anybody, any organization that wants you to be a part of what they're doing, they need to know your worth. And for too long, black women have just been like, at least I've got a seat at the table. I don't want a seat at anybody else's table so they can tell me when to get the fuck up when they're tired of me. I want my own banqueting hall. Yeah, I don't want to be doing all of this nonsense that you should just be grateful that we invited you. You don't need to be paid. Anyone that's running that shit in 2021 needs to be named and shamed, because you can't keep expecting free labor from black women. You've had it for 400 years. Start paying the fucking money.
Woo! And that's on mommy. Well, it's been reported that Tiffany Haddish was offered to host the 2021 Grammys pre-show for the free. According to USA Today, Haddish, nominated for the 2021 Best Comedy Album, spoke out in a Variety interview published Wednesday, revealing she turned down an offer to host the Grammys pre-telecast premiere ceremony because she was told she would have to pay for all her expenses related to the 3-hour live stream event herself without compensation. All of that would have to come out of my pocket, she told Variety. I don't know if this might mean I might not get nominated ever again, but I think it's disrespectful. I was like, the exposure is amazing, but I think I have enough. I appreciate you guys asking, and as much as I appreciate the honor of being nominated, that's not okay. Haddish added, likening the ordeal to being asked on a date and then being told you have to pay for it yourself. And so after Tiffany calls out the Grammys, the Recording Academy apologizes. Harvey Mason Jr., the Recording Academy interim president and CEO, posted a video to Instagram early Thursday morning apologizing to Haddish. Unbeknownst to Mason, a talent booker for the Academy told Haddish they wouldn't cover the cost, he said.
Unfortunately, and without me knowing, a talent booker working for the Academy told Ms. Haddish that we wouldn't even cover her costs while she hosted this event for us. To me, that was wrong. I'm frustrated by that decision. It was a lapse in judgment. It was in poor taste, and it was disrespectful to the creative community. I'm part of the creative community. I know what that feels like, and it's not right. Thankfully, Ms. Haddish was gracious enough to allow me to have a conversation with her. I apologized to her personally, and I apologized to her from the Academy. I expressed to her my regret and my displeasure about how this went down and how it was handled. Again, I want to say, Tiffany, we are sorry, and thank you for allowing me to speak on it.
So I went online and I started to do research on how much do celebrities typically make to host these award shows. And from the few articles that I've read, honey, these shows are stingy, okay? They don't give the girls their coins. According to Forbes, a Grammy host is only required to be paid $5,000 due to union minimum wage negotiations, according to a SAG-AFTRA spokesperson. However, Forbes estimates the host is getting paid upwards of $20,000 for the 3.5-hour gig, which might sound like a nice chunk of money, but put into perspective, it's only a fraction of what many of the celebrity TV stars are making per episode of their regular programs. Although the rate of pay differs from each host and each award show, most of the shows remain on a pretty low pay scale compared to what the celebrity host usually makes. In 2017, for instance, Jimmy Kimmel revealed that his salary for the Oscars was $15,000. Okay, now pay attention to what Jimmy said, okay? He says, "I think it's illegal to pay nothing." And although I'm very proud of Tiffany Haddish for not taking that slap in the mother effing face, because the spit in her mother effing face, because that's literally what that is, right? Right? That would be illegal, right? So shout out to Tiffany for not taking the offer, but I can't help but say, Monique told y'all so. And y'all spit in her face. Back in 2018, Miss Monique, the actress and comedian, blasted Netflix over a lowball offer she says was based in color bias and gender bias. Okay, she wanted the black community to stand with her and boycott Netflix. And the black community made memes, we made jokes, and we said, no, Monique, you need to sit down because you're not worth what you're asking for.
Hey, my loves. I am asking that you stand with me and boycott Netflix for gender bias and color bias. I was offered a $500,000 deal last week to do a comedy special. However, Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million. Then Amy Schumer went back and renegotiated $2 more million because she said I shouldn't get what the men are getting, they're legends, however I should get more, and Netflix agreed. When we asked Netflix to explain the difference, why the money was so different, they said, well, we believe that's what Monique will bring. We said, well, what about my resume? They said, we don't go off of resumes. Then we asked them, what was it about Amy Schumer? And they said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a big movie over the summer. Is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then Netflix said, by the way, we believe Monique is a legend too. Why shouldn't I get what the legends are getting? Please stand with me in this boycott of Netflix. I love us for real.
Monique, when she sold out two full houses at Madison Square Garden, that means the girl can pull. It's all about asses in the seats.
I totally agree with you. And when you look at the resume of Monique, that's asses in the seats.
Okay, well, that's the point. So
did I lie? Did I lie? Did I fucking lie?
And not only do they not pay black female creatives what they're worth, most of the times the black community doesn't come together to support that black female creative. So it's like, damn, I don't get support from the white man, and I damn sure don't get support from the black man, right? That's what we did to Monique.
Defend myself with these white brothers. After 5 minutes of us talking, they shut their show down. And they said, Monique, we're going to call this what this is. This is nothing but racism, and we can't sit back and allow it and watch it happen. So no, we're going to tell our listeners to boycott Netflix until they get it right, because you are a legend, and we have to honor and respect you. Now, those are my white brothers. Mm-hmm. Then when I was in San Jose with some of my Latin brothers, they did the same thing. They shut their show down because they said, we got to call it for what it is. See, Monique, we've grown up watching you. We've grown up and you've made us feel better. We've grown up and our children are now watching you. Then I come to my folks. And I have to be donkey of the day, which you still haven't explained, Leonard, and you're going to have to. Because when you make those type of statements about your sister to our community, what you're saying to the community is, as black women, you're devalued. And if you stand up and you make a stand and you say, we need equality, and we have to say what's right and what's fair. And then a brother that looks like me from South Carolina says, you're the donkey of the day. You have to explain that to our community.
I've explained it. I said that I think that you're using racial and gender bias, which are actual real issues. The struggle that the black woman is going through in many industries is a real issue, but you're using it to focus on something that you're dealing with individually.
Leonard, did you just see Viola Davis come out and say pay her equally? Did you just hear that?
Absolutely.
So when you have us saying the same thing, we're saying pay us equally. You're saying, oh, Monique, this is an isolated situation. Well, then what that says is you don't know the history of this business that you're in. And you sit behind this microphone and you try to be the guru of Black culture. I'm going to need you to know the history of us before you begin to label us. And once you know the history, you know I'm not saying anything unique, brother.
And of course he knows you're not saying anything unique. Of course he knows this. And that's what we call gaslighting. And y'all gaslight Black women so much that you really believe the dumb shit that's coming out of your mouth. Like, seriously? Girl, bye. And in the brilliant words of Kelechi Okafor at the beginning of this video, I'm not a grateful Black woman. Yes, I'm grateful to God. Yes, I'm grateful to my ancestors. But I'm not grateful to racist institutions that deliberately degrade, demean, and use Black women for their own gain. I'm not. Yeah, there's so much more to say. Let me know if you guys want a video dedicated to award shows and why they are very toxic to the Black community. But as for now, let me know what you think of the Grammys offering Tiffany Haddish a job without pay. Okay. Who else y'all offering jobs without pay? Oh, Black women. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me know what you think about that. What do you think about Monique? And those videos now circling back around again and people saying Monique was right after she was gaslit on The Breakfast Club. Let me know what you thought about this whole situation, and I'll see